Ooh. Hey.
It's Friday live.
It's not live.
I'm gonna say it every week.
It's
I'm gonna
tape
say it
delay.
every week. Friday live.
It's SeAnDawn here, right, with Storm King Athletic Club, coming at you with our weekly rewind.
Yes, you have a funny little story to share on the way up the stairs today.
We do. I do have a funny story, but first let me tell you what we're going to talk about today. We're going to go over one of your nutrition clients that you met.
A little story from this week.
Mm-hmm. We want to talk about misconceptions that you think you need to track your food forever, and why that's not, and that'll tie into this.
We've hit on that a couple times.
Why it's not a cheat meal. We're going to talk a little bit about our challenge that is coming up next week. Featured product is going to be casein, and we'll have a little talk about our featured athletes this week. So first off, coming upstairs, it's in the afternoon. It's a nice warm day out. I grabbed a beer. I was walking up to do this.
I'm having superfood greens. Much better.
Beer in the coffee box, right? Shout out to the coffee box. Did you have beer? So anyways, and I walked by, one of our athletes is down there working out, and someone I know all the time, and actually someone that's very familiar with their lifestyle. And she was like, "Are you having a beer?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like,
"Middle of the afternoon?
Midweek?" I go,
on a Thursday?
I go, you don't drink alcohol during the week, do you? I go, "Yeah, sometimes." She's like, "Well, how do you do that? You're so fit." And I'm like, I just know how to make it work in my day. It's intuitive eating, and all the things we've been talking about. I said, she goes, "So like you'll have I go, "I had wine last night." And I think the night before I had another glass of wine. And I said, "I just know how to make it work." And that's the difference with things, is that intuitive eating is knowing how to make those little things happen for yourself.
Right.
So
that whole word intuitive doesn't mean that it just happens.
It doesn't.
So it still takes some thought and some intention.
Which is why you have to have a nutrition coach and help you learn how to become intuitive. And so with that, let's talk a little bit about the misconceptions that you need to track your food forever.
Forever.
Yeah. So what do you got to say about that?
Yeah. So tracking is super, super great. We've talked about that a lot, and I strongly encourage all my clients to track. And it's not a requirement, but it's nearly a requirement, because I've seen time and time again when someone is resistant to tracking and they finally start tracking, even if it's a little bit, it's always an aha moment. It's always an eye-opening experience, because now they start seeing the value of what they're choosing and what they're eating. And now they're like, "Oh, I only had 60 grams of protein today. And according to my body weight, I should probably have like 140 grams of protein." And so that's like, whoa. Usually it's super eye-opening when people see the equivalent and the value of the choices that they make.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And so, and we're not saying you have to get super tracky on the macronutrients, but especially if we're trying to look for a caloric deficit or something like that, maybe we're trying to lose weight.
Right, specific goals,
And teaching you in those things, it could be as simple as, hey, here's a meal you had yesterday. If we just omitted this one little ingredient on this would be like something that would put you in a deficit for the day, and that was all it would take.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's just that knowledge of it.
Yep. And a great example of why it's helpful to have a nutrition coach, and why it's great working with someone like myself, that whole individualized approach. I like to use my FitnessPal. There's lots of apps out there. One thing I like about that, it has a lot of flaws. One thing I really like is that I can go into someone's food journal and I can see what they're tracking and how it's looking. So today, a perfect example, I got a message from one of my clients that said, "Hey, can you jump into my FitnessPal and look at what I have journaled today and look over all of my numbers and help me tweak some things, because I need to get my protein higher, but every time I try to do that, it puts me over my calories where I should be," right? So it's like, oh, I wasn't even at work. I could hop on my phone real quick. I looked at her stuff and I was like, oh, okay, so see right here, this garlic chicken was like 400 calories. I'm gonna say, let's just eat chicken for 200 calories, and then now you have 300 more almost to use up. So now let's add a serving of protein, let's add some avocado for the fiber, and then boom, and so it was just a couple little adjustments, but it was like, whoa, super helpful.
Yeah.
And so it's like making those little tiny adjustments and just helping people step by step with the process wherever they're at. Maybe they're brand new,
And
maybe they've tracked for a long time. So
and it's with the food that they like to eat. I mean, that's the thing. You're tweaking
Yeah.
with the food that they like to eat.
Yeah, and that's my favorite part of all of it, is just helping people realize that you can have a beer, you can go out to eat with your special someone, you can have pizza, you can go to Thanksgiving and not be stressed out. All of those things, you can work them into a healthy lifestyle.
Well, and that's a good thing. Why why is it not a cheat meal or a cheat day? First off,
why don't we like the word cheat?
Cheat. Because cheat is a negative mindset in every area of our life. You cheated on this, you cheated on that, it is negative. And so
as soon as you say the word cheat, it brings a negative connotation.
Yeah, and so if we're going to call it anything, we call it a free meal, right? Because you're free to make that decision. You're free to do that. I'm free to have a beer.
Without guilt.
Yeah, but if I thought having a beer every time was cheating, I'm going to likely avoid it for a period of time to a point to where now I've avoided it for so much that I just go all in on it. Now and it's like, you know, I'm passed out drunk on the staircase somewhere. I got a case, not really, but you know, same thing would happen like Doritos or anything else, whatever it is. If you don't be restrictive, you just learn how to bring them into your life in the proper quantity, right? So that's the biggest thing on cheat meals. It's a free meal. You're free to do what you're doing. You're free to make this choice. We've taught you how to do it.
Yeah, I sometimes call them splurge just because I like how that feels too, like you've looked forward to it and it's something that you haven't had in a while. And in fact, I have started prescribing for some of my clients that this week one of their homework assignments is they have to plan a splurge or a free meal in their week, and they have to show me how they're going to make it fit in their day and how they're going to make adjustments on the day to make that fit. And so for a lot of people that's a big hang up because it's like, oh, I failed on the weekend because I didn't stick with my plan like I was doing so good during the week. And
and that was your talk with the athlete, your weights chopping back there. Dawn and I talk through this stuff. I mean, we go for walks every night. We sit down and we talk through how our members are doing, what we saw, and we talk a lot about the nutrition stuff. And we love this portion of it. And I love this idea because this particular member that you're dealing with, and so I was like, that's a brilliant idea, Dawn. Her setup was every week she feels like she fails during the weekend, but she has a positive mindset that it's Monday, it's a new day.
I'm starting fresh.
And so you found that perspective. That's positive. You've never given up.
Right. She sees it as a negative. And I was able to help her understand. Yeah, actually, it's a really positive thing.
Very positive.
Right?
You haven't thrown in the towel at all.
When you give up and when you quit, you might as well just die.
So what? And I love the challenge of you feel like you fail because like you overindulge on the weekend. It's not really cheating, just overindulge a little bit. And so for that person, I think for a lot of people, that's a good thing. Go make a weekend that fits with your prescription that your nutrition coach gives you. And have beer, have the pizza, have the hamburger, and then all of a sudden you start to see like, oh crap, this is how this works, right? I just make these minor adjustments, and this is how I can actually be, in this case, a caloric deficit, not even what we would consider your maintenance calories, in this case, caloric deficit, and still have those little things that you like. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about our featured product. And then we'll go on to challenge next.
Okay.
Featured product right now, driven casein. Casein is a form of protein, whey, slow digesting, right? Slow digesting whey protein. This is a great option for meal replacement. So, or nighttime, if you work out first thing in the morning, let's say you're kind of get busy during the day and you're not ready to, you don't want a big meal, but you need to be fueled for your workout in the morning. We would take casein quite a bit, almost for a couple of years. We'd have that every night for ourselves. And it's a great meal replacement, very slow digesting through your system, where normal whey typically goes 2 to 3 hours before it passes through. Casein is about 5 to 8 hours that it takes to digest so that you're not hungry later on. So if you're looking for a meal replacement, that's the deal here. Now, one little thing, if you are lactose intolerant, this can, and you find protein is like certain whey protein is good at certain ones. This one might be a little hard on your stomach, just the way it is. So we would recommend that you start with a half a scoop and just see how it is. And if you're we don't actually have this open, but we might have some at home. If one of our members is really interested in it, but they are lactose, we can figure out is give
We
you
give
like
you
a
a couple
scoop,
samples,
and
yeah,
so you can try it
try.
out there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about our
Good
challenge.
stuff. One thing on the Driven,
sorry.
just a little reminder, we sell all of this in our cafe, right? So the shelves are fully stocked with all the products. So check those out. And also, if you don't, you should start following the Coffee Box on
Absolutely.
Instagram and Facebook, because we have a series that we post every Saturday now. It's called Supplement Saturday. And so we'll feature an item there too, and there will be just more description on what's included in that particular supplement, where it comes from, how it's sourced, and all of that. So
And the people
follow
that aren't members watching right now, we are still taking new members. We're primed and ready for you. So come in and
Yes,
meet
we are
with Dawn.
fully operational, and we would love to meet you and see you.
And
If you're not interested in the gym, but nutrition counseling is something that you're interested in, reach out. We have people that we work with that are members of the gym that just come in and do nutrition, so that's an option too.
so the other thing on this is, so we're taking new members and those type of things. I can't remember what I was going to say.
I don't know, but I think it was probably good.
Yeah, it was.
It'll come back.
It'll come back eventually. All right, let's talk about our challenge a little.
Okay, upcoming challenge starts Monday, goes for 6 weeks.
Yeah. Hashtag.
#AllOutSK.
Now our members have
Know
to
about this
have to
already.
go into Mighty Network and watch it,
Yes.
right? We're not going to necessarily tell you what it is, but we will tell you that the benefits of training at intensity at your fitness level is important. And intensity doesn't mean changing what you're doing or adding more weight. It means working just a little bit harder, right? So if you're brand new and working out, man, you might be feeling that intensity every day, but we do not prescribe to telling people to go all out super hard every day. In fact, we don't want that. What we do like is for you to go, you pick a workout once a week, maybe twice a week, that you're like, I'm really gonna push it, because that's where the magic happens with transformation. Your endurance level increases. Just a lot of scientific benefits scientific benefits. I think I said typical. The scientific benefits that are there for that intensity. So, but a lot of people think intensity is, oh, I need to add more weight to the bar or something like that, and that is not it. It's wherever you're at in your fitness journey, staying there, but just putting down the pedal a little bit further there. So look at that challenge.
Yeah,
And
our members have an opportunity to win some money.
$100.
The prize is going to be either $100, or they can choose one of our new high-end hoodies,
Right.
whatever they want. So, yeah.
Cool. What about our featured athletes this week?
Yep, we had a bunch actually, a handful of birthdays in the
ton of
gym.
birthdays this week.
So 2 of our employees, Stacy and Nicole, who works out in the cafe. Happy birthday, ladies. And then Tanette, Tyler, and Kayla all had birthdays this week as well.
Yeah.
Our featured athletes, if you're following in Mighty Networks members, you'll see those little community spotlights that Stacy does twice a week. This week we featured 2 members-ish, but that are OG members, so Kathy Braun, and then the entire Sierra family. So both, I think Kathy is one of our original OGs.
I think she
from our very first classes at the YMCA.
could be. Yeah.
So her and Julie Dostier are probably the longest standing members. And then Omar and his family, they joined not much
Soon
longer
thereafter.
but super cool. Omar and Ranjit, and we have Taryn, Daman, and then they have a young son too. But the 4 older members of the family it's been amazing to watch their transformation. Their 2 daughters are
They all
grown
work
now.
out here since ever they were littles, and now they're just
Seen
they're
them grow
adults.
up,
It's
and they're
amazing.
women and
Connie Walker,
getting very strong.
Myra, we're super proud of you. We talk about you about just
Some of our young teens and watching them grow up here.
how
It's
jacked
been
they are,
really
and just
cool.
how cool
Well-rounded
it is. Just
athletes.
really well-rounded
Yeah,
stuff. Really good
amazing.
stuff on
So-
that. So love that.
Yeah.
For people that don't know our history here, actually I was on a CrossFit affiliate call this week, a local one, and it was interesting. Everyone was just talking about owners, talking about their struggles and goals and things, how we make our community better, which was really good for owners to kind of get together and do that kind of stuff. But we talked about our careers, like when we started, and we've been doing this since 2009, which is a very long time in this field, for sure. So we started originally in a racquetball court at the YMCA. I was a board member at the Y, and you worked out there, and we started this crazy program called CrossFit. They kind of asked us after that first 6 months to try to figure out how to make it a program. And so we operated it there under the YMCA umbrella for a couple years, and then we eventually
moved to a new location,
yeah,
and then we even still outgrew that underneath the YMCA.
Yeah, and the YMCA was like, "Hey, we're done. Do you want to buy us out? We're done with this thing." And we're like,
"Yeah, we
scared, but yeah, let's try it."
Sure, that'll be fun.
And so yeah,
Little did we know.
sure, that'd
Here
be fun.
we are 10 years later.
Well, way past 10 years later,
Yeah.
but I mean, you get the point. So we've been doing this a long time. We have a lot of experience. We've worked with thousands of people, and
Super cool to see all of those original members that are
super
still
cool.
sticking around.
So
yeah.
if you're interested in nutrition, get with us. Interested in fitness, come in and talk. Just interested in hearing about things, come talk to us and figure it out. You go up to our website, you can look at it on the banner there. Free intro, schedule yourself an appointment.
Yep. Come on in.
Come on in. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Have a good weekend.